Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. India has achieved a major milestone in the digital realm with a staggering 89.5 million digital transactions being registered in the year 2022. Well, with this, as per data from mygov.india, India has topped the list of digital payments across the world and has accounted for a whopping 46% of the global real-time payments. Additionally, what is interesting to note is that digital payment transactions in India are more than 4 leading countries, that is Brazil, China, Thailand and South Korea combined. This gargantuan amount of transactions can be attributed to the adoption of innovative solutions such as the UPI in order to revolutionize the Indian economy and expedite the process of going cashless. Well, as India adds another feather to its cap, we ask whether it is time that the world adopts this Indian model wholeheartedly. To talk more about this, joining us on the program is Mr. Jayjeet Bhattacharya, President of the Center for Digital Economy Policy Research. Also joining us is Dr. Sharat Kohli, Senior Economist. Akash Jindal, Senior Economist, also with us on the program. And last but not the least, Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, Senior Journalist, with us on the show as well. Dr. Kohli, what do you see this as? This is not only a victory, but this is also a stamp, a testimony of sorts that India's vision, perhaps way back in 2016, was much ahead, much beyond what the world was envisaging. When demonetization came about, this was something which was really thought to be an impossible task. Look at us now.
Well, at the time of demonetization, this wasn't amongst the main agenda. If you remember, demonetization agenda was to crack down on the counterfeit currency, to probably crack down on black money, to crack down on terrorism and so on and so forth. This was I call this as a collateral benefit derived out of demonetization, the formalization of the economy which has happened. But I view these numbers beneath from two perspectives. One perspective, of course, is as a common citizen of the country. I think it's a matter of pride when we are on top of any list for that matter. Any record that we break as a country, I think it should be a matter of pride for a common citizen of the country, generally speaking. And then, when I step into my shoes of being an economist, I think it's a marvelous achievement, because to be reaching 9 crore total number of data, although the numbers, I was just talking to Dr. Jayjeet a while ago, that these numbers, we are not sure that these numbers pertain only to UPI transactions or only to certain particular class of transactions, because to our information these numbers could be much bigger. But even if we take this as a ballpark, we have no competition with it. If you look at the nearest rival in this list, it's Brazil, which is not even 3 crore transactions. Here we're looking at 9 crore transactions, or 89 to 90 million transactions, which is a huge number. In fact, amongst the top 5, if you add all 5, even they don't add up, because even China is much behind us. So I think we've set an example before the world that how fintech, financial technology, can suddenly put you on top, and how much ease this can generate. And for a country like India, where still about 50 to 60% or maybe more population stays in rural areas, also considering the fact that the mobile phone or the smartphone penetration in India, so most of these transactions are being done from smartphone. Mind you, they are not being done from, most of the transactions are not being done from a PC or a tablet. Maybe their smartphone is being used, and the penetration of smartphone in India is probably out of 143 crore people. The penetration is probably about 70 crores. This is as per the mobile data, which is the mobile company production or the mobile company distribution that is available on record. So considering that only 50% of our population, assuming that 50% of our population have smartphones in their pockets, I think the data is absolutely amazing. And the second aspect, a big takeaway of this data, Vineet, is that there is a lot of rural population which is participating in this revolution. This is not just confined to Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru. This is now walking into tier 2, tier 3 cities and to the rural belt as well. It has transcended across the, all the sectors of the economy. So I think that is a revolution. I called it as a revolution, and I think we keep hearing. I remember doing a lot of shows on your channel where we've been talking of either France trying to adopt, or there are countries who are coming, either Singapore who's trying to inquire about our UPI payment system, and so on and so forth. I think it is high time that India becomes a torch bearer of fintech around the world. some of the most developed countries across the world, across the globe, must today take this lesson, take this technology from India. And I think this is going to benefit India. And if you take the entire digital transactions, maybe if you include everything, it includes the debit cards, the credit card, of course, which are being used across the world, the UPI, the payment wallets. And let's not forget, I have in my wallet, I was amongst the first users of the digital rupee. I have actually got a 100 rupee picture of a RBI serially numbered note on the first note that I loaded from my bank account to my e-rupee wallet. Wait for 2-3 years where people were ruing about Vineet, the 2000 rupee note being withdrawn after 30th September or whatever. I was among the first people on the channels to say that wait for another 2 to 3 years, you might see all the paper-based currency disappearing and only digital currency working. Well, we only have to wait for the smartphone penetration to increase to at least 80 to 90% before that happens. So I think it's a matter of pride. It's a matter to celebrate that how fintech has created. And the best part of this revolution, the more the numbers, the more the speed of spreading, the more is the penetration into the country, because there's a lot of word of mouth aspect into this, and I see that happening. That did you make your payment online? I do it this way. Come, show me your smartphone. I'll make you learn. It's just a matter of a few seconds. Press a few buttons and it's done. I think this is a kind of a virus, a good virus, which spreads across the economy, spreads across all the society divisions, I would say, spreads across the geographical divisions in the country. It's a revolution, and this revolution, I think, must now, the next step is grip the world, starting from India. Let India be the Vishwaguru of the fintech technology which has taken over the country, Vineet.
Absolutely. And it also begs the other question, Dr. Kohli, as to why do you think that the rest of the world has been a little slow in terms of adopting and getting adapted to this technology and this way of life?
Well, it's simply because I think the level of innovation in fintech hasn't been able to match the way it has happened in India. As I said, one very strange quality of this kind of revolution is that the more it spreads, the speed also gathers, because there is such a strong word of mouth momentum which is built in this. So I don't think that has happened around the world yet, and the fintech innovation which our country, especially, I would like to put on record my appreciation for National Payment Corporation of India and those small startups who have, so many. There's Paytm, there's MobiKwik, there is Bharat Pay, there is Phone Pay, there is Google Pay. I won't say that these wallets don't exist in other countries, but probably they never bothered to take it seriously, that to the extent that it could become a revolution in the country. Now, just a quick point about I was listening to all the panelists, especially Gautam, who said he's still very fond of cash and he's used to handling cash. With your permission, Vineet, I would like to show to the viewers my first 100 rupee, my first 100 digital rupee, shall I say. It doesn't look like the 100 rupee note which you have in your pocket. It looks like a different note, although it's got a serial number. It has got RBI's commitment of I promise to pay the bearer the usual. It's got signatures. With your permission, I would like to show that 100 rupee note, and which is why I am very convinced that in the next few years, these paper currencies would go, and everybody, including Gautam, is going to switch to that. So here is a note for you, for the viewers, with your permission. This is the first 100 rupee note that I have picked up. My first digital rupee which I have picked up. Here is I'm sure if your screen can see it, the note doesn't look like the customary note. It looks different. It's got RBI, it's got a serial number. If you see down below, it's got a serial number as well. So this is how I think things are going to move. And I'm just going to download my 500 rupee note also. Of course, not 2000 rupee note. I'm going to download I'm going to download my 10 rupee note. I have all these notes in my wallet. No banking required, Vineet. No payment wallet required. No intermediary or any platform required. If any of my panelists has got a platform, I can simply push this money into their wallet without any intermediary. I think this is going to become a big revolution. And I think the very first thing now, another very interesting aspect, Vineet, that the first thing when you buy a mobile phone, what did you used to do apart from downloading WhatsApp or a Facebook? The first thing now people do is make sure that they have a mobile wallet and they have a UPI app on their phone. So such has been the resolution. It used to be Facebook, it used to be Instagram before, but now I asked some of the mobile sellers, they say the first thing people want is, give me a mobile wallet because I need my money to be on this.
Absolutely,
That's
sir.
the resolution. However, there is a small challenge, which is hacking. I think security of the money is what government will have to look at, because in the cyber crime cell, most of the cases which are being received are related to finance and financial frauds. I think that is one aspect which our lawmakers and enforcement agencies would have to take care.
Absolutely. Great points there, Dr. Kohli. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but this is an achievement that can be spoken about and can be in fact delved upon for a longer period of time, because India is the first one to do this at this massive scale. We'll dip into a short break. Be right back.